Now, if you watched Saturday's episode about the Kawasaki ZX6R versus the Yamaha R9, there was a tremendous amount of debate about the Yamaha R9 versus the Kawasaki ZX6R, which is something that I actually thought was going to happen. The Yamaha R9 is getting kind of like a bad rap on the internet. People just don't like the motorcycle. So I did a little bit more digging and I read every single one of your comments one by one. Now that I've read your comments, I can kind of give a little bit of my opinions as well. You have the purists, which prefer motorcycles like the ZX6R. And then on the other side, you have people that are probably a little bit younger that might prefer the R9, especially if they're a brand new rider. And I can see why they like it, and I can see why there's an appeal for it. The purists don't like the R9 simply because the R9 is kind of like a hybrid between a street bike and a track bike. It doesn't really have the same pedigree as the ZX6R does. And so therefore, the R9 is kind of seen as something that is definitely an upgrade over the ZX6R, but at the same time, it's kind of like a downgrade. It's kind of a weird combination if you ask me. So I'm not sure if you noticed my new keychain. It says like and subscribe. So I hope you're doing both. My goal this year is to grow the channel out to 60,000 subscribers. So if you find this video at all amusing, helpful, it gave you some kind of value, please make sure to subscribe. I really appreciate it. But anyway, I created a poll about what you guys think now that you watched the R9 versus ZX6R video, and I would say 80% of you guys voted for the ZX6R, and I was actually very, very surprised. I didn't expect 80% of you to vote for the ZX6R as being a better track bike. I mean, think about it for a second. The R9 has way better electronics. Okay, you got an IMU system, you got the Brembo brakes, you got a beefier suspension. That would tell you that it's a better track weapon, wouldn't it? But then in the comment section, which I to some degree agree with you guys as well, you mentioned that, well, the R9 is going to be great from a dead still all the way up to about 100 miles an hour, which I completely agree with. It's got a lot more torque, around the 68 foot-pound torque, 65, 68, I forgot exactly what it is. But and then after 100 miles an hour, the ZX6R with its top end is probably going to blast right in front of it. Now, one thing we don't know at this point, and this is all speculation, okay? Completely speculative about what I'm going to say next. Will the R9 be any different than the MT-09? Because if it will be different, and it will have different gear ratios and an electronic suite that will allow it to perhaps have a few more horsepower than the MT-09, and tweaks here and there because it has fairings and whatnot because they want it to race. Now, leave a comment down below if you think it will have those upgrades over the MT-09. Nobody really knows. Yamaha dropped a teaser. The journalist got the motorcycle for 5 minutes. They talked about it, and then that was that. Nobody's really heard anything. The funny thing is that the motorcycle is supposed to come out in 2 months, okay? So right now, as of the making of this video, we're in January 23rd, 22nd or 23rd. I forgot exactly which day it is. But supposedly in March, this motorcycle comes out. But I've been hearing conflicting stories from people who have placed deposits that this motorcycle is going to be delayed. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is a marketing play slash tactic from Yamaha, because, you know, of course, Yamaha is going to want to hold out as long as possible to build up anticipation. I'm in marketing. I know how this stuff works, okay? So this could potentially be a marketing play by Yamaha, and I'm just going to assume that probably 10% of the people who have put deposits are going to get it in March, and then the remainder are going to get it probably trickle down throughout the entire year, anywhere between March all the way to, I would say, August. The other people who have put deposits are going to get those bikes as well. And if you haven't put a deposit, well, maybe you're SOL like me. I haven't put a deposit. I don't want to play the whole dealer game where I give them my money and they hold on to my money indefinitely until they think I quote-unquote deserve the bike. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go to my dealership where I've already bought 2 bikes, and I'm going to be like, hey guys, I know the dealer. I'll be like, hey guys, I'm here for the Yamaha R9. When's the next one? So I'm going to plop my balls on the table along with 15 grand and be like, give me the bike right now. So that's my plan. Anyway, while I was reading the comments, one of the comments really made me laugh, and they were saying something about the Yamaha R9 is for a younger gamer generation, and I was just thinking to myself, oh no he didn't. I thought that was really hilarious. I get it, people aren't interested in all that electronic jazz, and this is particularly one of the reasons why I bought my ZX6R. Now, I'm not exactly saying that my ZX6R is a better motorcycle than the R9. I'm still unbiased at this point. I will wait until I have more information, but I just thought that comment was really funny. And if you really think about it, that goes really into the root of why the Yamaha R9 is getting such a bad rep. Between you and I think when Yamaha discontinued the R6, because it was such a legendary motorcycle, a lot of people thought that they were going to come out with this Yamaha R9 and it was going to be like 10 times better, and it's going to have a brand new engine, and it's not going to have any link to any of the motorcycles they already had. They thought that it was going to be a direct replacement. And I think for a lot of people, that has been a huge disappointment, and probably that's one of the reasons why the R9 is getting so much hate in the public, at least up until now. We'll see when new information surfaces if this motorcycle is in fact a little bit different than the MT-09. Hopefully different electronics, hopefully a little bit more horsepower here and there. No one really knows for sure, and it's all speculation, so let's go ahead and find out. But I think a lot of the disappointment really stems from that. And I think if Yamaha came out with a brand new platform and it wasn't a CP3 engine, it was completely different, and it was actually a race rep motorcycle, just like the R6, just like the ZX6R and all the other old school 600 class, or let's just say middleweight motorcycles, I don't think we'd be having this conversation today. So this could have been prevented by Yamaha, but I also understand on the other perspective, okay? On the other perspective, the landscape of motorcycles in general is changing quite drastically. Ever since the pandemic, prices have gone up, along with inflation, along with interest rates. I don't need to tell you this, you already know that. And I think the landscape of motorcycles ever since that time has changed significantly. And then the final chopping block was the R6. And at that point on, the entire motorcycle industry has changed. And now we have motorcycles like the R7 that are so popular that a lot of people are purchasing, and we have middleweight motorcycles that are no longer even middleweight, but they're considered that. You know, like the RS 660, and Triumph has their 660, and there's just so many motorcycles in the 600 class range. And so we have these new generations of motorcycles, and people are looking for practicality these days, and people are looking for motorcycles that are inexpensive but still can provide you close to, if not leader bike performance. That's why the R9 is rated at close to 900cc. I mean, give or take 110 more cc, and you got a leader bike for about $12,000, $12,500. But the torque levels that you get from the increased cc may or may not matter to people, because people, I guess, on the internet, the people who commented on my video, which I highly recommend you go and read because it's quite interesting. There's a lot of debate going on between a few people, and it's really interesting to read. People are just, some people care about it, about the torque, and other people care about top end. But I would say that the people who disagree with the R9, those are particularly the purists. You know, people who just want a pure motorcycle. They're not interested in electronics. They want a race rep motorcycle. And you know, I 100% understand the perspective. But on the other hand, you know, as someone who's kind of in the middle, I'm not taking either side here. I also understand that people need something practical. You know, today we live in a different environment than we did 10, 15 years ago. And practicality for a lot of people really matters. And, you know, companies like Yamaha, they're not stupid. You know, they're very privy to the market demands and market conditions and what's currently going on. And they understand that people are looking for specific things. So I understand, you know, for them it's probably a difficult decision as well. What do we give people? Do we give the diehard purists what they want, or do we look to produce motorcycles for this new genre of customer that now the current market conditions have created for us? So I completely understand both sides of the coin here, but at the same time, I don't think, between you and I don't think we're ever going to go back to the era that we once had with the Yamaha R6s. The motorcycle that I'm riding right now, I strategically purchased this because I knew that sooner or later this would be gone as well. And between all the bikes that I've ever owned, the two motorcycles that I absolutely love, number one is my R6. It's probably my most favorite bike in the entire world, and I would say that this motorcycle is a very close second. Not the RSC4 that I had, not any of the Ducatis that I ever had, not the BMWs, not the KTMs. I would say this and the R6. There's something special. I don't know what it is. Something special about an inline-4 engine that peaks out at 15,000 RPM. I know it doesn't have, like fancy electronics. I know it doesn't have a quick downshifter. It doesn't have any of that stuff. But this week, I'm going to be putting an exhaust on this motorcycle. And I can't wait because it's going to bring back the same feelings that I had with my R6. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm ever going to buy another R6 because it's kind of out of reach right now. People are posting it in the marketplace for, what, close to 17-18 grand with like 30,000 miles? Like, get the hell out of here, man. I'm not even going to go near that right now. But maybe when prices come down, I'll get another R6. But for now, I'm enjoying the heck out of my ZX6R. But anyway, I created a poll a while ago, and when I read the poll, I was kind of surprised by it because a lot of you guys aren't subscribed because YouTube makes it very convenient for you to find my videos regardless if you're subscribed or not. So this year my goal is to grow the channel out to 60,000 subscribers. I'm going to be producing videos consistently every Wednesday and Saturday like I have been, and right now I'm full-time. And so things have changed on this channel, and I really like the change, and I'm glad I'm doing this full-time as opposed to treating it as a hobby. So I would really appreciate you giving this video a like and also subscribing to the channel. And with that said, I'm here to record another module for my motorcycle mastery course, and I've almost completed my motorcycle mastery course. So I got a couple modules left, and I'm going to do it right here. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below, and I will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.